If you want to see me create another look using the Power palette by Coloured Raine, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, we are going to create another look using the Power palette. I loved my first impressions with this palette. If you have not seen that video, I will put it right here. And you will see a pinned comment under this video. If you click on that first impressions with the Power palette, you will also find a list of 38 people of color brand owned companies, as well as a First Nation / Aboriginal owned company as well in that particular video's description box. So if you have been looking for new or other brands to support, you can take a look there. I was very impressed at how quickly I was able to come up with a relatively long list. And of course, I'm sure there are a lot that I did not mention. If you know of other brands that I did not put in the list, please feel free to give me a comment and I will add it to the list going forward. That said, we are talking Coloured Raine today, and I do also want to mention a few things that are already on my face. I did use a blush from the Fenty Beauty Killawatt highlighter palette. I have it right here, and I actually ended up using two products from this palette. I ended up using Heartburn as my blush, and I also used this one, which is Scandalize, as my highlighter on my cheeks. So that is from this palette. And so far on my face, I have two other products from Coloured Raine. I have this Lavender Dreams highlighter that I did not think I would love, and I really do, and it is on my brow bone right now. I decided to just get that out of the way. And my lips, I am wearing a liquid lip from Coloured Raine called Boss Babe. Love the name of it, and it is quite a nice color. Don't mind my hand, I've been playing with shadows getting ready for this video. And here is the color of that liquid lip. It's beautiful. It's like a grape colored lip, and I think it's going to go really well with the eye look today. So I decided, why not put a lip on at the beginning of the video as opposed to waiting till the end, which is usually what I do. If you are not familiar with this beautiful, beautiful palette that is, by the way, 50% off on the Coloured Raine site, the highlighter, blush duos, this palette, and a number of other Power products are 50% off. It's amazing. If you want to try this brand, I highly, highly recommend it. And look at this color story, right? It's absolutely beautiful. So last time I ended up focusing more on these guys. I used Alibi, and I used this one up here called Respect. Well, this time I want to go into the deeper shades. So I'm going to, and shades I haven't used. So I'm going to go into Snitch, Betrayal, and I also want to use Legacy. If I end up using Truth, then that will be just an extra goodie, but I don't think I'm going to get that far. And pretty much everything else I will have used. The only one that I think will be left untouched is Revenge. It's just not fitting into the look that I want to create today. But so far, I mean, I said it in the last video, this palette was so easy, I seriously doubt that it's possible to do a bad look. The mattes are extremely buildable, so depending on your skin tone, I think you can go light to going heavier with color. And there are 4 mattes in here, so that is not bad at all. And then the more glittery iridescent shadows also tend to act somewhat of as a transformer for the matte shades that are underneath, if there is anything underneath that shadow. So I'm doing it again. I'm going to stop talking and we're going to start applying the shadow. Just want to let you know that I do have the same setting protocol as I usually have for these videos, where I put very light color concealer as my primer, and then I set it with my Pan That palette in the color Wheat, and that is all that I have on my eye. I use that every single time I do my makeup, and I will as long as I have those two products. When I run out of those two, obviously I'll change, but that's not going to be for quite a while. So no change. Let's get into the look. As I said, I'm going to go into Snitch, and that's going to be crease outer lid to start with. And I'm going to use my very fluffy brush from Quo. Quo is a Canadian brand sold at Shoppers Drug Mart, and I'm just tapping my brush into Snitch because the mattes are very powdery. I personally like that. So I'm going to just tap nicely. And I've said it before, if you use a very fluffy brush, tapping doesn't leave dots on your eye. It has more of a diffusing aspect to it. Look at that, right? And I've said it on with the Coloured Raine mattes last time I did a look that I could do one eyeshadow look and be done with it just using different brushes for different effects. It's just, they're very, very easy to work with. So I've gone into the pan again. Now, like I said, I'm just doing a nice wash of color, and I'm going to change my brush afterwards so that I can manipulate the shadow in different ways. I'm going to go all the way up. Gosh, I like this. I'm just using what I have on the brush and going up to the brow. Holy cow, I'm going to soften that up a little bit. The pigmentation on this thing is just amazing. That is beautiful. I'm just going to soften up the look with a clean crease brush. Okay, I'm just going to use the same brush as I used to set my eye concealer I used as an eye primer. I just want to get some of the color off a little bit here. And I'm going to use another clean brush. Okay, I think that's going to do it, and I'm going to take this angled brush and bring the Snitch color down on the lower lash line, putting just a little bit on the brush and tapping off the excess, and I'm just going to stamp it to begin with. Wow, that Snitch color is unbelievable. I barely went into the pan and it's doing so much coverage. That is insane. It's beautiful, but the pigmentation is amazing. Just going to sweep off a little bit of fallout here. And I am, like I said, I'm really impressed, and I want to go into the next color. No, I am going to go back into Snitch and intensify the color and put it on the outer lid to outer crease. And all I need to do is change the brush to make sure it's a very deep version of that same shadow. I'll admit, I am positively shocked by this, this shadow. Here is my crease brush from Smashbox, and it is the full coverage shadow brush. I'm just picking up the Kick Up from Snitch and going into the look on the outer lid. Wow, again, just picking up the Kick Up. I'm going into the crease with this packer brush, but I am going to then soften it up with that previous brush again. Gosh, that is so beautiful. Okay, I cleaned off my fluffy brush, and I'm just going to soften up along the top here. And it looks like I need to put a little bit more of that snitch color. I'm going to just put some back on. And I think I'm going to go into Testify, which is a color I used last time, just to get a little bit deeper. So Snitch did not go as deep as I was hoping. That's okay because we have another color that is a perfect pairing, so that's all right. Okay, that did what I was hoping. So let's just smooth that out again, just a slight bit. Okay, I think that looks really, really good. Okay, I next want to go into Betrayal. And what I want to do with Betrayal is go on the inner to center lid and then cover it up with Legacy. I think that those two will be a really nice pairing. To go into my inner to center lid, I'm going to go with my multitasker brush and pick up Betrayal. Just a little bit on the brush, and I'm going to go into inner lid. And it blends into the other shadows pretty effortlessly. Just going to go back in with my packer brush to just even it out right here. Oh, that was pretty easy, yeah. Wow, okay. So that is it for those two shadows. And now I want to go in using the same multitasker brush. It's just a little bit stained from the Betrayal color. I'm going to go into Legacy, this one right here, and start it off and probably finish it off with my finger. And Legacy is picking up pretty nicely on the brush. So it looks like a white base and it's very pink. Very pink. That's very pretty. I'm just going to do the inner lid and then use my finger. Okay, finger is next. Just packed some onto the finger and I'm just going to press in. Holy cow, that is pretty, really pretty. Now I want to go all in. I want to go in with Truth on the outer lid. And I think that is what I'm going to do. I didn't think I was going to use Legacy and Truth, but it just looks like the right thing to do. So that is what I'm going to do right now. Let's see what happens. I think that Snitch would have been just fine on its own on the outer lid, but somehow I just want to go extra today. Well, I did add Testify, so I guess Snitch and Testify would have been plenty. I have just a little bit of patchiness in one spot here. Fix that. What a beautiful color. I think I'm going to drag it down to just the outer third of the lower lid as well. Being careful not to go too far down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is so nice. So nice. I really like this. I am going to do the other eye off camera, and then we are going to talk about how I'm going to finish this look. I will be back when both eyes are done. Okay, I think I have mimicked the look reasonably well between the two eyes, and I just want to go back into Lavender Dreams, also by Coloured Raine, to go back onto the brow bone and just intensify it a little bit, because I think that the snitch color did take a little bit away from the bling of the brow bone. So let's do that. And it's such a good match to the look. And Lavender Dreams this was such a shock of well, a delightful find really as a highlighter. I did not realize how much I would like it. Okay, so that, I like what it does to the brow bone. And I also think I'm going to use it on the inner corner. So let me grab a brush for that. And for the inner corner, I'm going to use the Precision Smudger brush from, it was the Smoke Show, I think Smoky or Smoke Show set of 5 brushes from Sephora. I'm just going to put that on the inner corner. Brighten that up just a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks good. I wouldn't mind bringing it down just a little bit, but I'll change brushes for that. I'm going to go into the same highlighter, but with the M149 by Morphe, just to give myself a little bit more control on the lower lash line. Okay, I like that. Other side. Okay, I think that that really looks good with this look. But of course we're not done, because liner, mascara, and a few different liners and mascara are kind of warranted to finish up this look. So let me show you what it is that I'm going to be applying. The Urban Decay Zero Liner on my upper waterline. And it looks like this. And all I'm going to do is use a black liner. I'm going to try to use my Ciati Fierce Flicks one last time. It is getting pretty dry, and it looks like that. And then I'm also going to use 2 mascaras. I'm going to use the Sumptuous Extreme from Estee Lauder, and also the High Impact Mascara from Clinique on my lower lashes. I will go and do all of those things and use some setting spray. I think I'll use the All Nighter from Urban Decay, and I will be right back. And this is the final look. I used everything I said I would. The one thing that I do want to mention is that the Urban Decay Zero, I ended up putting not only on my upper waterline, but also on my lower waterline lash line. I just felt like I needed to balance things out, and I don't often put this liner on the lower lashes, but this look is so vibrant that I felt like my eyes were getting a little bit lost in the color. And I would not reduce the amount of color on my eyes. I really, really like the look, but I think it just warranted more liner than I usually do put on. I did use Fierce Flicks on the upper lash line, and I did use the mascaras as I said I would, lower and upper lash line. And I'll just give you a view of the wand. This is the Clinique High Impact Mascara, which I used on my lower lashes, and also Sumptuous Extreme from Estee Lauder that I used on my upper lashes. And I would not necessarily endorse any one of these mascaras. I think they're too expensive. There's a lot of cheaper alternatives for lashes, but these are the ones that I got either as samples or as part of holiday sets, and you use what you have, right? So that's what I'm doing. And I also finished up the look with the All Nighter setting spray. For anything else that is on my face, you can find it in the description box. I have a number of other Black-owned brands on my face today. And as I mentioned earlier, you can find a list of 38 people of color owned brands in the description box. Well, that wraps it up for the second look using the Power Palette by Coloured Raine. I look forward to hearing what you think of the look. Good, bad, and ugly, let me know in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And I do hope you like the look because I'll be filming a few more videos with it. So if you don't, you'll just have to grin and bear it because I've got some good content coming up. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.